Western world is they're on a path to just cuck everyone. All of history was built by men, always has been. And a future that isn't built by men has never been tested, and I don't think it's going to work out particularly well for mankind. Like, what is a queer future? Like, in what crazy, perverse world are babies born in little test tubes and everyone's gay? Most of the people in America, literally just like America.
Howdy folks, I'm Anthony Dream Johnson, 21 Studios here in Warsaw, Poland. I'm here with my man Andrew Tate, Cobra Tate. Thanks for coming out, man.
Good to meet you, friend. Good to meet you.
It's been awesome meeting you. We met last night. Had some food, cigars, drinks, a lot of drinks.
A few.
You were sober before that too, for like a day or something like that?
I quit drinking. I periodically, because for like 7 years of my life, I didn't drink.
Yeah.
So periodically, I quit drinking for 6 months at a time. So I decided to quit drinking.
Yeah.
Then I met you the next day.
Yeah.
And 24 hours later, I was drunk. So that's how it goes. So I'm going to quit again today. I'm going to quit again.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. We'll work on it, man. Yeah. It's been, so let's talk about you though. You are one hell of a character in the Manosphere. You are like probably the ultimate bad boy in the Manosphere. Our very own Dan Blazarian, maybe even above that.
Yeah, I know. I've got some people who think I'm completely bad for the space. I got some people who think I make the space interesting.
Let me make myself clear. I think you're absolutely wonderful for the space. You and your brother both.
It's really nice to have someone say something nice about you once in a while. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Thank you.
I think the world needs a lot more bad boys and a lot more alphas.
Yeah, and I think that, a whole part of being who you are and all the things we preach in Red Pill is being unashamedly who you are. Like, this is who I am, this is what I do.
Zero apology.
Yeah, zero apology. And it's not something I put on, it's not something I fake. People think I'm playing a character. It's like, no, this is who I am, this is what I do. Bam, if you don't like it, don't follow me. It's just, and I think that's basically what the Red Pill teaches. But then when people do it, some people get upset by it because they don't like what they see.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to hide and mask certain parts of my personality? It doesn't make sense to me.
Let's talk a little bit about your history too for the guys that don't know you. You're a world champion kickboxer 4 times over.
Yep.
You're a multi-millionaire, you and your brother both.
Yep.
You are both American and British, but you live in Romania.
Yep.
A couple more facts beyond that.
Yeah, so pretty mixed up history. I was originally a chess player when I was a kid. I played chess professionally. My father was a chess player. And then when my mother and father split up, we moved to England.
Okay.
And I missed chess. There was no real chess scene in England like there was in America, so I decided to take up the next best thing. To me was fighting, and everyone goes, chess? To fight, because chess is seen as like geeky, and then fighting's fighting. To them, they're very dissimilar, but to me, they're very similar. So
you were born in America? I
was born in America. Born in Washington, D.C. on Andrews Air Force Base. So I was born in the capital, and then we lived in Goshen, Indiana, and then Party Town. And then, moved to England. So grew up in England, gave up chess, started kickboxing, and then had a successful kickboxing career, made a little bit of money, and then ended up moving to Eastern Europe for a bunch of political reasons. I think there's a whole bunch of political reasons to be out here as opposed to Western Europe.
Yeah, it's my first time here in Eastern Europe at all, and I am absolutely loving it. I've toured other parts of Europe, Scandinavia, Amsterdam, Britain, shit like that. Yeah. And I'm really impressed. I've heard all the stories, and it's next level. It's
the only place you can be free in Europe left. Yeah. I mean, really, Western Europe is the dystopian future of the USA.
Yeah.
It's completely liberal, it's completely cucked, they've passed all these laws to censor your speech. Anything they deem hateful is
even tweets and shit. They'll come to your house.
Even tweets.
It's crazy.
Bro, I'll send you some newspaper articles. There was a woman who misgendered a transsexual on Twitter and got arrested in front of her 3-year-old kid. Yeah. Put in a jail cell for 12 hours. Man. It's it's insane because as soon as they pass laws saying that you're not allowed to say anything hateful against a certain group, it sounds like a good law, but then they just completely abuse the law. So all these people are being arrested for no reason. You can't speak, you can't have an opinion, and it's all just going downhill very quickly. So
I like the way you put that though, the Western Europe is like a dystopian future for America. Because I was saying the other day that Eastern Europe, especially now here Poland, it almost feels futuristic in a positive way for America. It feels very positive and very masculine, very feminine here. Like it's a very healthy culture I'm seeing.
Well,
I'm loving it.
This is the crazy thing. The crazy thing about it all is, without a family unit and without, children and without people who are happy to be married and be together and give birth to babies, there is no future anyway. Yeah. Like, we talk about future. What's the future? I read a newspaper article about that Desmond is Amazing kid, and he was wearing a T-shirt saying, "The future is queer," and I sat and thought, okay, but there is no such thing as a queer future. It takes heterosexual sex to even create a baby. What is a queer future? Like, in what crazy, perverse world are babies born in little test tubes and everyone's gay? And it's just like, the whole thing is messed up.
It's super retarded.
It doesn't make sense. Heterosexuality.
Plus it's wrong. The future is masculine, of course. So we're working on it.
All of the history has always been masculine.
Yeah.
And
patriarchal and all that.
Yeah, and females try and pretend that that's a bad idea and that we somehow oppress them. And that's why I think the biggest mistake is made, because in my experience of the world, and in fact, if you look at the genuine history of the world, all the hell men went through was to protect women.
Yeah.
You know, we were the ones who died in the Titanic to protect women. We're the ones who went to war to protect our wives and children at home. If men really exploited women, why did we not sit and send our women to war?
Yeah,
because they can send their women, we'll send our women. It's a fair fight. We'll stay at home.
Yeah.
No, we went to do it.
We built all civilization, and they benefit from it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And okay, did they have a price to pay? No, they had a role to play.
Yeah.
They had a role, and their role was to support us. And
a very important role.
And a very important role, and it's absolutely not a role to be demonized or looked down on, and it's nothing they should be ashamed of. But all of history was built by men. Always has been. And a future that isn't built by men has never been tested, and I don't think it's going to work out particularly well for mankind. That's my personal view, because it's never been tested. So we're sitting here going, well, it's going to be great. We don't even know. You know, and
I'm 100% same page, man.
And what we've seen so far with a female, you know, with the female imperative on society, is it getting better? I don't think society is getting any better.
It gets worse.
It gets worse because there's a whole bunch of reasons. I could talk about this forever, but just even the most basic things about the fact that how a lot of women aren't instinctively territorial and these kind of things. You look at the feminist-run countries.
They also can't lead men. Men don't follow women, like, period.
Well, exactly. And they're thinking, well, if we feminize the men, they'll listen to us. Yeah, the Western men that you feminize may listen, but the psychos you let in from third world won't listen to you. So then what? Because this is what's happening in Sweden. They have a feminist-run government. The Swedish men have become cucked, but they've let in so many psychos that rape's gone up 4,000% in 2 years.
I think even in the West, though, Western men, they eventually just rebel or they just kill themselves. Suicide's super high, depression, all that kind of bullshit. So yeah, it's crazy. So let's talk about this, though. So you were known as this notorious bad boy in the manosphere. You run a campsite, all these hot-ass girls and shit. You travel around the world, drive super fast cars and shit. You know, even in Romania with the the roads and shit, whatever. Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. But you're very pro-family like me. And a lot of people don't understand, and they probably don't believe that, but I do, because I get it. I'm on a very similar page.
Absolutely. People have this idea that you must pick a side. You're a playboy, or you are absolutely and utterly a complete tradcon. And I don't believe that. I was extremely happy with my upbringing. If anyone who's watched my Twitter knows I super really believed I had the best father in the world. And my father was absolutely a renegade. He was a world level chess player who traveled the world, played chess here and there, gambled all his money, fucked anything that moved, and that's who he was. And he was a hero, and he's my hero. Like, he was a G. Like, I never sat there and thought, oh, I wish he stayed home and watched cartoons with me.
And he had 3 kids.
And he had 3 children.
And sister.
Yeah, exactly. He had 3 children that we know about, and maybe a couple others. And that's who he was. And he did his job as a father fantastically, and he can do it a couple days a week, because a father, if you're good enough, can instill discipline and instill values. You haven't got to be there all the time. I really do believe that's a mother's job. And I was happy with the way I was raised. And I look at him. You know, it's actually funny. I'll tell you a quick story about him. When my mom and dad split up, we moved to England, and my sister stopped talking to my dad because obviously my mom was upset because they split up, and my dad cheated, and my sister stopped talking to them. And me and my brother.
Can we just explain the quotation marks for cheating?
Okay, we can explain it. We'll explain cheating. I'll come back to it in a second.
I mean, she should have expected it. I mean, he's just who he was.
You know, but when my sister stopped talking to my dad, me and my brother obviously still spoke to him, and he said, "Boys, when you're older, you'll understand." And now I'm older, I understand. He fucked a girl, so. And this is what I mean by cheated. This whole idea of cheated to me is it's propagated by obviously Western society. It's propagated by the powerful females. This idea that no man should ever dare fuck anyone but them. And to me, it's asinine. I have a relationship. I've been in a relationship for 6 years. I fuck anything that moves. She knows I do it. And she stays with me anyway. And the reality is, because I've never hidden it, I've never lied about it. It's her choice. She can leave if she wants to leave. She decides to stay with me because I've always been honest with her about who I am and what I want from life. And
I'm guessing she enjoys the hell out of that.
Well, you know, she sits there and she often says to me, she laughs. She goes, "These other girls, they get with you. It makes me laugh that they think you'd ever be any other way." Like, it makes me laugh that they think you, as you are going to be the guy who's like, oh, okay, I'll sit home, okay, I won't go out. Like, I do what I fucking want.
Yeah, it's delusional.
It's delusional. You know, if you're a red-blooded male and you're living a life that you want to live, you're going to do certain things. Now, if I have a woman who I love and I have women who I fuck who I don't love, what's she got to worry about? You know, and this is the big thing with it, and this is what I try and explain to some of the other red pill guys who don't like me. Is that really sexual exclusivity is just a matter of proving that you care about the person. This is how a woman proves she cares about you. I'm sexually exclusive to you, I care about you. That's fine. That's how women prove they care. Men can prove they care other ways.
Yeah.
I can say to my girl, look, you're the only one who I own a property with. You're the only one I take on holiday. You're the only one I do this, and this. But I fuck a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
So she still knows I care about her above the others.
And the reason for that too is it's all about feelings for women, right?
Absolutely.
If they feel you care about them, they feel you love about them, then that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the physical stuff, it's whatever to them.
Absolutely. So when guys go to me, oh, you're lying, your girl wouldn't let you do that, or she's fucking other
just
people
jealous
too.
haters and losers,
I'm like, no,
man.
that's not true. That's 0% true. She isn't talking to any other men at all. She knows what I do, and she accepts it because that's who I am as a person, and I've never hid that. And I don't think it's an unhealthy attitude to have. I really don't believe it's unhealthy.
No, I see it as a really high quality self-expression. You're just doing what the fuck you're gonna do. You're honest about it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And this is it. When all like the pickup guys and red pill guys, they talk about frame all the time. And they're all talking about frame, and I say, well, that's basically all I'm doing. This is the life I'm going to live.
Yeah.
You're either part of it or you're not.
Yep.
But this is the life I'm going to live. This is who I want to be. I want to feel free. It's not about fucking girls. To me, it's not about girls. It's about being free. I don't like the idea of anyone telling me what I can do.
Yeah, it's about being Cobra fucking Tate.
Well, you know what I mean? That's what it's about. I don't like the idea of having anyone, a wife, a chick, anyone saying you can't do this.
Yeah.
I do what I want.
Yeah.
If you tell me I can't, I'm going to do it more.
Fucking great. Yeah, this is fucking awesome.
So that's how it is, and they either comply or they leave, and some leave, and some stay.
Yeah, there's a speaker you got to meet someday from the United States, Hypnotica, Eric von Sydow.
Okay.
He lives a very similar life. I think his wife's Romanian.
Yeah.
He runs a strip club. He fucks all these women, but she loves him. They've been together for like 12 years now.
Exactly.
Yeah, and California is great. And he's an awesome dude. You like him a lot. Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's switch topics a little bit. So. We were talking last night about Donald Trump, Alex Jones.
Yeah.
What are your opinions on Alex Jones and then Donald Trump?
Alex Jones, I think, is one of the greatest men on the planet.
Agreed.
I really do believe.
100% agree.
I think if you're going to judge a man by his passion and his patriotism, then he's number one.
Yeah.
There's no one more passionate and patriotic than Alex Jones.
Yeah.
He loves America,
Yep.
and he'll tell you about it.
Yeah. And he is who he is, right?
He is who he is. And some people say he's a bit crazy and he's a bit too far, but my view is this. The entire world needs balance. You need yin and yang. And if you look at how crazy the leftists have become, and how nuts they are, maybe he's a tiny bit over the mark sometimes. You need some balance in the world because they've gone so far psycho land.
So you see him as a good pushback against the far left,
Absolutely.
crazy socialist, communist.
We need Alex Jones. Yeah. We didn't have him. Who would we even have besides Trump himself, who's genuinely conservative anymore?
Yeah.
We don't even have anyone who's genuinely conservative. And what's crazy is this: I don't even really consider myself too much of a conservative, although I've ended up there. There's a whole bunch of issues that I don't care about. I don't care about global warming. Is it happening? Maybe. Don't give a shit. Some people really deny it. Some people really believe in it.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. I don't really care about abortion. If women want to do dumb shit with their bodies and fuck their own lives up and kill their own kids, go do it then. Like, I'm not going to be the guy forcing women to have kids. I don't care. But all I really believe in is a strong immigration law and protecting your country and putting your country first.
Patriotism.
And patriotism. And as soon as you're patriotic nowadays, you're instantly a far-right, alt-right Nazi.
Yeah.
Because you believe that your country shouldn't completely submit and throw its history and heritage away.
Poland, of course, is amazing for that. This country, they're so in love with their own country. It's amazing.
Because they've been through shit.
Yeah, a lot of shit.
They've been through a lot of shit, and they've been fucked up a lot of times by a lot of people, and they finally got their shit together. And like, no, we're not losing this again. Yeah. And that's the thing. And we all know the old adage that hard times create strong men, strong men create good times. We all know that, and it's absolutely true. America's had it easy for a long time.
Yeah.
And now most of the people in America literally dislike America. They're sitting there saying, "Oh, this is not fair. They're not nice to me because I'm this, because I'm black, because I'm Muslim, because whatever. This place ain't good. This place is racist. This place. Well, fucking leave then."
Yeah.
And they don't understand that in they don't understand that in most other countries you can't do that. Yeah. You can't come to Poland and start walking around to everyone in Poland saying Poland's a shithole.
Yeah.
You can't do that. So the fact they even have the freedom to do that shows how great a country America is.
Yeah.
But there's some huge experiment going on. I'm not going to get too conspiracy theorist with it, but the entire Western world they're on a path to just cuck everyone and divide everyone.
Suicidal.
Yeah, absolutely, because all they have to try and do is they just divide and conquer. They just get everyone confused and upset with their own little tiny issue, their own imaginary racism, their own whatever, so they can just control us all and keep us buying shit from Amazon.com.
Yeah.
It's just consumerism, it's
Amazon
globalism.
Prime.
That's all it is.
Let's talk about Donald Trump. What's your opinion on him?
I love Trump, man. He's the best we could have ever hoped for.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But what kind of worries me is, considering he's the best we could ever hope for, and there's still a whole bunch of stuff that hasn't got done, doesn't that show how powerful the people behind all this shit are?
Yeah.
Do you know? Like, you got Trump, who doesn't give a shit.
It's a big fight we have ahead of us.
You know?
Yeah.
And you've got the best soldier you could have as a president, and he's still struggling to get the wall built. He's still struggling. Still people, conservatives are being censored on social media.
We picked our top alpha.
We picked our top guy, and we're still losing some, not losing, but we're still fighting hard on some of the important battles.
Yeah.
So if the next guy isn't Trump level or better, and I can't even think of anyone yet, we're gonna be in trouble.
In my opinion, I think Trump's kind of setting. Hopefully, he clears the field. I think it's like a wrecking crew, like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
So the guys after him, I'm hoping for Rand Paul or someone like that.
Yeah.
And Rand Paul and these guys, they're learning from Trump. I think they're getting more savage, which is really good.
That's what we need to do. People need to finally get their shit together and just stand up and say, no, that's bullshit, fake news. You know, he's the first guy in a long
fuck
time.
Yourself.
Yeah. But this is what you need, because it really is crazy that any American thinks it's a bad idea to put America first. That shows how screwed these people's minds are.
Propaganda, man. It's brainwashing.
It's crazy, because if Russia had the most powerful economy in the world, or China had the most powerful economy in the world, do you think they wouldn't put themselves first?
Yeah.
They would absolutely. It's like playing poker. When you play poker against a guy with the big stack and you've got the short stack, and they put the pressure on you, they squeeze you. Wait till China rules the world. They're going to put a squeeze on everyone. You think they're doing a nice trade deal with anybody? They're going to put a squeeze on everyone.
Yeah.
And here we are as America being nice. Oh, well, this is a small country, so they'll benefit more than us.
Communism isn't very nice either. Yeah.
Well, exactly. You know, they're totalitarian, and that's why they're going to win if we don't do something about it. So, I mean, this is all the political stuff, but you know, it's great to have someone who's actually in the White House who actually gives a shit about America instead of giving a shit about everyone else.
Yeah, first president in my lifetime that I'm proud of every single day.
Yep.
My whole life I've never had a president like this.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's been waking up in America now. It's like a whole new life, man. It's awesome.
He's doing a fantastic job. So I can't wait for. I'm going to make sure I'm an America on election night 2020 just to see. I'm going to be in New York.
I was
liberal.
fucking a Hillary supporter on election night. It was awesome. It was fucking. I was like, oh, you only being grabbed by the pussy? Like it was fucking dope. It was really savage.
I do.
Total accident. Like it wasn't set up like this. I was like, oh, this is great.
They all end up Trump supporters.
She was literally like in tears at one point when Trump won. It was bad, dude. I don't know if I should put this on camera. Whatever. So talking about the West, talking about America, what do you think it's going to take to save the West? How do we do that, in your opinion? Just the basic facts.
Yeah, it's a big fight, and I think that with everything in life, it starts small and it cascades out.
Okay.
And when we talk about, it's difficult to talk about one issue without absolutely everything being linked.
Yeah.
So we talk about a country. Well, a country is a bunch of cities, which is a bunch of states, and it's a bunch of societies, and it's basically it starts. You go down and down and down and down. It's a whole bunch of families. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Families build societies, societies build towns, towns build cities, and it goes outwards. So when the family unit's completely skewed and screwed up, then your whole country's going to be skewed.
Yeah.
This is the reality of it. And even I've been to 72 countries, man. I've been to a lot of places. And even
73 now?
This is 72.
Okay.
So even in Eastern Europe, one of the things I noticed that keeps it together is maybe it's that, communism wasn't a great thing, but they had communism for a long time. But maybe it's just simply they have stronger family ties here than they do in the West.
Because it's tough, maybe.
Because it's tougher. And also, I'll give you an example. I've been on dates with 25-year-old girls in Romania, 25, and they'll say, I've got to be home at 11, my dad said so. 25.
Damn.
You show me an 18-year-old girl in America who even doesn't give a shit what her dad says. You know, so even just basic things like that, and it keeps the unity of the family together. There's far less divorce. I'm not saying people don't get divorced. I'm not saying it's not perfect, but they had this idea, the older generation, you get married, you're married. Tough.
Yeah.
And that's how they stuck things out a bit more. And you know, and when families sit together, things transcend across the whole society.
America used to be like that too, but that's changed. It's feminism past 50 years and shit. So.
Well, the thing, and so we talk about families. Yeah, we see families that just sit together. This is going to fix everything. Well, why do families not stick together anymore? Because what's the incentive for most men to put up with the bullshit they're getting?
Yeah.
What's the incentive for men to even get
women
married?
are brainwashed too. Fuck everything up at the drop of a hat. In America, we have no fault divorce. They can get divorced for any fucking reason they want.
Yep.
Steal all your money. Steal the kids.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy.
It's insane. So what logical man would get married?
Yeah.
And this is the truth. Like we're guys who believe in family, and we're sitting there going, "What's the fucking point in getting married?"
Yeah.
It's a suicide.
It's dangerous as hell. Yeah. I really want to do it too. It's like I know we were talking about that last night over dinner. And I want to build a family, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I'm building conventions and finding speakers and ideas to figure out how to do that.
Yep.
Because I'm a 30-year-old American living in Florida, born and raised. I'm like, how the fuck do I do this? It's like so fucking dangerous.
It's literally dangerous because you're signing up to being financially ruined. You could end up in jail for not paying some child support. Or
this is gambling at this point, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
And this is a Western phenomenon, whereas in the other countries like Eastern Europe, you don't have these problems.
Yeah, so, I'm walking around Poland. Holy shit, look what the fuck's going on with this. It's like military walking by. Shit.
That's right. You ain't fucking with Poland.
But Poland, this is the first country I've ever seen in my life where I've never seen more families, more babies, more couples, more toddlers running around, grandparents pushing kids around. Everybody's like, not everybody, it's not fucking, magical, Disney World here. But these people are like happy, they build families, they're together. The children are so well behaved, it's unbelievable.
Well, when you talk about the children, it makes me laugh a lot because I look at Western kids and the shit they get away with, and I think, I've never seen that over here.
Yeah,
like, you think you're gonna scream at your parents, they're gonna kick the fuck out of you.
No, these kids are happy too, man.
Of course they are, but they're disciplined, which gives them a foundation for life anyway. I mean, I was hit when I fucked up as a kid, and my kid's gonna get hit when he fucks up, and I'm not gonna sit there and say anything else. I'm gonna say it. It's true. If I sat and told my dad to fuck off, I got a whooping. That's how I was raised. It was his house. If I didn't like it, get the fuck out. And my kids and me raised exactly the same. But we have all these new age experiments. I think what a lot of this stuff comes down to is it's just new age talk, which hasn't been tried and tested.
Yeah.
I was talking with a girl once, and I was saying about how I got hit, and I'm going to hit my kid if he fucks up. I'm not saying I'm going to abuse my kid. I'm not saying I'm going to beat my kid up. I'm saying if they make a mistake, they're going to get slapped. And she goes, "You can't do that. That's bad for them. It hurts their development." And I said, since the dawn of human time, since humans existed, kids got hit when they made mistakes.
Yeah.
Since the dawn of human time, we still managed to go from a small tribe to populating the entire earth. We still went to the moon. We still put the Panama Canal. We built cities, built the pyramids. We did all these amazing things with kids getting hit.
Built America.
We built America. And you're saying that it's bad for development. Well, look at all the things we've achieved.
Yeah.
And now you're coming along saying we must stop immediately.
Yeah.
And you don't know the future. All I know is a past where kids had discipline and things were fine.
Yeah.
So now you're going to come along and say...
people were chopping their dicks off, all this tranny shit.
And now look what's happened.
Yeah.
And then and none of all this is new age garbage. And a lot of it is just down to a complete lack of discipline.
Garbage.
But it is. When you remove discipline from a child's life, then they lack the ability to be disciplined on
Especially
themselves as an
boys,
adult.
right? I mean, boys and girls are different, obviously, and the boys without that, they become little pussy, so by bitches and shit.
Well, this is the thing. Life is difficult. Rocky has the best quote on it. I can't remember exactly, but nothing's going to beat you up as hard as life. Yeah. This is it. Life is difficult. Everyone has bad news all the time. People come to me and they think, "Oh yeah, you got this great life." Bro, I'll tell you something. This is God's honest truth story. I bought 30 grand of a shit coin about 2 years ago, and it got hacked a year and a half ago. I didn't give a fuck.
I read this on your Twitter.
On the way to Poland, I checked for $676,000.
Damn.
So shit happens to people.
Did you say it was shitcoin? You mean Bitcoin?
No, it was some little tiny coin, some project.
What the fuck?
Some shit coin, like a shitty Bitcoin. But things happen to people, and things are going to happen to everyone. And even if you live the perfect life, you're still going to have bad experiences because everything's relative.
Yeah.
So small things can be big,
yeah.
And you have to learn to get on with it and be disciplined. And if you don't have a disciplined upbringing, you don't learn to go through hard times, you're just going to end up one of those people who just is a complete feather in the wind. You just succumb to your emotions. Yeah. And that makes you either a pussy or, as a man, also makes you dangerous. These people, these serial killers and these school shooters and all these things, these are people who just give in on their emotions instantly. These are people with no self-control.
They never had fathers around.
They never had fathers around.
99% of them in America, they're from a single mother kind of type home or some shit, no father around.
And they never had anyone sit and say to them, "I don't care how you feel, you're not allowed to act that way."
Yeah.
And that's it. So when they feel a certain way, they think, "Well, I'm going to act this way then."
Yeah.
And that's what's dangerous. And then when people talk about toxic masculinity and all this garbage and we need to make men more feminine, that's not going to make men. It's not going to make the world safer.
Yeah.
Having a whole bunch of men who give in to their emotions instantly is going to create more monsters.
Yeah.
A bunch of babies and a bunch of monsters.
It can make them more confused and fucked up and all kinds of stuff, yeah.
The reality of masculinity is controlling your emotions. This is the reality of being a man. They try and say that men should give in and it's okay to cry. I'm not saying you can never cry if something bad doesn't happen to you. I'm saying that the tenets of masculinity since the dawn of time have been, I was afraid, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
This is the tenets of masculinity.
Courage.
Courage.
Yeah.
That's what courage is.
Yep.
I was afraid to storm the beaches of Normandy, but I did it anyway. I was afraid to stay on the Titanic, but I did it anyway. This is the whole tenets of masculinity. And now they're saying, "Oh, if you're afraid, just act afraid, be a pussy."
Are you familiar with Jack Donovan's work, by the way?
I know him.
Yeah.
I know some of his work. I haven't read it all.
You'll like it a lot. Yeah, it's good. It's good shit. All about this masculinity, the characteristics, the virtues. Yeah.
But it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And when a building's on fire and you need a fireman to run into the burning building,
yeah,
you need masculinity.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just some strange. These women are acting out, and what's crazy is this: all of the women who believe in this, feminism, anti-masculinity garbage. Every time I've met one of them in person, they're more desperate for a real man than anybody.
Oh yeah.
Every time I've ever met one in person, after the first half an hour of
it's just this fake shell they put on.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's all fake. And as soon as they realize you're a man that doesn't bow to their bullshit, they want you.
Oh yeah.
So it's
they want it bad. They want the belt.
Of course they do. So it's all garbage. It's all garbage. It's just garbage on a macro level.
Well, let's talk about, you mentioned women. Let's talk about men and women. Like, where in the West, in America, UK, Canada, where have men and women gone wrong? Let's start with men and then go into women.
I think, both sides certainly have a part to play.
Yeah.
Both sides certainly have a part to play because women are the gatekeepers to the sexual marketplace. This is the thing. Women are the gatekeepers. We're the ones who want it, and women are the ones who stop us getting it effectively.
Yeah.
So in many ways, women could control the world. and they could control the world completely differently than they do. If I had the ability to control all women, if they said, look, I only want to fuck masculine alpha guys, you'd have a whole bunch more masculine alpha guys around. So, you know, in a lot of ways, women drive a direction. When women sit and go, I want sensitive, I want this, I want that, I want this. This is where a lot of these pussy guys come from.
Yeah.
Because they sit there and go,
well, they're listening to the bullshit coming out of her mouth, which is all nonsense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think some of the biggest mistakes men make is listening to girls. Girls don't know what they fucking want.
Yeah.
Girls don't know what they want. Ask a girl what she wants to eat. She
Yeah.
doesn't know what she wants. She doesn't know what they want with anything.
Well, you mean she doesn't know what she wants on like a you know, very conscious level. Instinctually, she knows what she wants.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Instinctually. I say this all the time to people because I have courses and everything on how to get girls, and people say to me, oh, advice on this, advice on that. And I say this all the time. Women don't fuck guys they like. They fuck guys they respect.
Yeah.
There's plenty of girls who hate me.
Yeah.
They still fuck me.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? You're a dickhead.
You must have all kinds of girls blowing your DMs up. And,
All the time. They're like,
haters and shit,
literally, oh, you know, you're a dickhead,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it would be interesting to meet you.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I drop soap commercials and shit, you know, all that, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
the funny shit, and girls just blow up my Instagram and shit. It's funny.
Yeah.
Nudes and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is great.
This is how it is.
More soap. Like,
because they want guys they respect. It's
Yeah.
not about like.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing to do with like. It's about respect. So when guys say to me, okay, well, how do I make women respect me? Well, I say, well, how do you respect yourself? That's the first thing. No one's gonna respect you if you don't respect yourself. Do other men respect you? Like, what?
Yeah.
How do you act in a way that commands respect from anybody?
Yeah.
And this is what it's all basically about. A lot of the red pill stuff, a lot of the dating coach stuff. One of the reasons I don't really teach games so much is I say, look, if you focus on yourself and make yourself being who you are and being a high value male, women will detect it and it won't be so difficult
Yeah.
for you, as opposed to trying to masquerade all the time.
and so then the specifics you're saying men will figure out as they go on.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. I mean, when I have sons and they ask me, like, what do I do about this girl, that girl, I say, you just be the man.
Yeah.
Fuck her. You be you. And that's the frame you need anyway. A lot of the way I learned, like the things I teach in the PhD course and even having the webcam company, I learned most of what I learned about girls from fighting, because when I was fighting, I was so preoccupied and so busy, and I wouldn't let any woman take me off my mission, because I know that if I get in the cage and get an ass whooping, she's gonna leave me anyway.
Yeah.
So why am I gonna mistrain and take her out?
So you withdrew all the attention.
So I withdrew all the attention. I was
Yeah,
like, no. And I was so focused on something else, and I saw how crazy that drove them.
Yeah.
So even when
Yeah,
I quit
yeah,
fighting,
yeah.
I was like, okay, well, that's how you play the game. You know, they want, oh, I want this.
In your opinion, do women want dick more or attention?
Well, this is the thing. And
Maybe
this
it's a trick question.
dick is concentrated attention.
Okay.
Dick is focused
Yeah,
attention.
yeah,
That's what it is. It's
yeah,
all your
yeah,
attention.
yeah.
You ain't focused on anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
So women's, I once again, not to plug or anything, but in my course we talk about weaponizing your attention, because that's the only thing a man
I
has.
say plug away. What's the website?
It's CobraTate.com, and I've
Okay.
got a course on there that basically explains how I got girls to work for me for
Tate's
my webcam.
PhD, right?
It's a PhD course, pimping hose degree.
Fuck yeah. I was wondering what it meant.
PhD, pimping hose degree.
I've seen it. I just didn't know what the PhD meant. I was like, is this his PhD in pimpology? Like, what is this?
But yeah, I basically explain how I got girls and how I got them to work for me.
Okay.
So it's not just about picking up girls; it's about converting them into really loving you enough to moving in with you and working for you and giving you all the money.
Yeah, I remember hearing your story, privately one time on Google Hangout. It was a pretty epic story for businessmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was badass shit.
Yeah, and I was very successful with the webcam company, and you know, I still do it now, not as big as I did, but I still do. I've got some of my best girls with it. But anyway, the point is, yeah, in that course, I teach how I got girls and how I got them to work for me, and I realized that weaponizing your attention is the only thing you have. That's the only weapon men have in the sexual marketplace, your attention. Typically, men give attention to get sex, and girls give sex to keep getting attention.
So that's your primary kind of tool or
That's your tool.
resource.
That's your only resource.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
even you talk about money and all this shit, that's all garbage. The only resource you have is your attention. And the reason it's so difficult is because now women get so much attention for no reason.
Yeah.
Then why does your attention have value?
Yeah.
So you have to put value on your attention.
Yeah.
So then how do you put value on your attention? And once again, I explain this in the course, but I say everything that's valuable, like gold, is scarce. So I don't give my attention to any girl I'm not banging. I don't follow you on Instagram. I don't fucking like your pictures. Like if we're not talking and literally actively going somewhere, you don't get my attention, because that's what gives it a value. And then they start sitting there and start liking your pictures, start thinking, this dude ignores me.
Yep.
It's like, well, it's because I've got too many girls on the roster right now. I ain't got time for you.
They're waiting for that follow back.
They're waiting
back.
for
And you're like, nope.
But most guys are so thirsty.
Yeah.
And because once the girl knows that she could get you, then she loses value. No, he wants to fuck me, duh.
Yeah, they want the fantasy, they want the mystery, they want the story.
Absolutely. They want and it's the same with us men. I say this to all the guys I coach. I say, how many times have you had a girl and she was good on paper, but she was just too available and you couldn't be bothered?
Yeah.
So imagine it from a girl's perspective. You're way too available for her. It's not too complicated. And the crazy thing about all of this, and I try and teach this in the courses, if you approach this all like a game and you can be very cerebral about it, that's fine. But if you just make it who you are, it's fucking easier.
Yeah.
For me, it's who I am. If
You're
I'm talking,
saying, so like Rolla talks about like internalizing it. I think that's what you're saying here.
I've just become that guy.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. You don't want to fuck me, I don't want to talk to you.
Yep, fuck off.
That's
bye.
it. It's not a game.
Yep.
And that's not me being a horrible person. It's like you don't want you don't want to give me what I want. I don't want to give you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, your time's valuable. You're going to die someday. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know when I'm going to die too. Yeah.
So when I'm on Twitter and I'm arguing with these feminists and I say I don't have female friends, they're like, oh, you're a misogynist. Like, no, I just don't have. I don't want to sit around and buy dinner for a girl I'm not banging. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. If I want to sit and talk, I'll talk to guys. I don't see what I'm talking to a woman about unless it's leading somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, or we have a relationship. I don't see what the platonic. We're going to discuss Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Ironically enough, you live near Dracula's castle. Right?
I'll give her a Vampire Diary. We'll go up and stay there for the night. You know, you want to stay with me, we'll talk.
Have you
Otherwise,
fucked any girls at Dracula's castle?
you can rent the suite up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like a hotel and shit.
You can get.
Oh yeah. That's totally.
It's pretty gangster.
I got to go to Remy. I hear it's great.
Yeah. It's like Poland 30 years ago. It's a bit more rough around the edges.
Yeah. Good.
But,
Sounds nice
cool.
and tough. Nice and rough,
there's no soy in Romania. There's none of that. They're fully right wing.
So let's get a little more specific too about women. How have women fucked up in the West, and how can they do better? I have that thing you saw last time I had, Make Women Great Again. So I have a whole convention in building in 2020 for that in spring. I'd love for you to be there, by the way.
Yep.
But how can women do better? Like in Poland, I'm loving it. These women are doing a lot better than in America.
Yep.
American women, I already knew that beforehand, but like I really understand that not being here. Like these women are feminine. They know they're beautiful, they're joyful, they're graceful and shit.
Yep.
So beyond what we're seeing here, how can women in America do better? How can they stop fucking up?
Okay, so this is a really good question, and my view on this is probably going to piss off a lot of the red pill guys.
Excellent.
But here we go. So buckle up, haters, motherfuckers. So